My name is Jesudara Hinmikaiye. I am a student of the University of Lagos. I study at the Creative Arts Department. I am part of the Visual Arts unit. So I just returned from a student exchange program between the University of Fine Arts Hamburg, HFBK, and the University of Lagos. It's part of an Art School Alliance program, and I was there for 5 months. Yes, it was my first time leaving Nigeria, like even stepping out of the boundaries of the southern part of Nigeria. It was a very fascinating experience for me. Even being on the plane, I got to see how beautiful Lagos looks from the sky with all the lights, and also arriving in Hamburg was a different environment, different culture, different ways of doing things, and a different way of dressing, of course, because of the weather. So it was an insightful experience, even with the schooling also. The student, you are expected to join a class if you would like to. So you could join the class of a painting professor or sculpture professor, one of the others, and you are also expected to take seminars, which is where the bulk of the teaching happens. You take the seminars, you get to learn more about a specific topic relating to your field, and with that you can also plan your projects in the workshops provided by the school. The highlights for me was when I was able to use the screen printing or textile workshop at the university. It was one of the most important parts of my stay in Germany, as I was trained on how to use a weaving loom and how to do screen printing, and it was also the connection that facilitated my study also at the university close to HFBK in jacquard weaving screen printing studio. I was informed of this exchange that happens where students from HFBK also get to take some courses at the design department in HFBK. So I was encouraged to join the jacquard weaving class at the design department there, and it was a very enriching experience. I got to see how the academic structure was different. It was very similar to Unilag's academic structure, teaching structure, and it was interesting, yeah. So for HFBK, like I mentioned, there is the classes, there's the seminars, and there's the workshops. So for the classes, the students are encouraged to join the class of a professor who is like a mentor throughout the semester, and the professor could take them with painting, or could be a professor that has skills with graphics design. And for some example, someone that is into stage design might decide to join a painting class, and if they don't like the class, they can join the graphics teacher's class, a professor's class. And over time, when they start to work on projects, they can decide to go to the workshops and say, oh, I need to take this workshop to learn how to do screen printing, how to do 3D printing, how to do silk screen printing, and so on and so forth. Then the bulk of the work is taking the seminars. These seminars can happen for 2 days or for 7 to 8 hours straight in a single day, where they teach you, maybe you take a drawing class, or you take a seminar studying someone's work. Or for example, some of the other exchange students took a seminar on recycling, using waste products, papers, to create new forms from paper waste. So that's how the structure was different. For Harvey, it was there was a scheduled time for the class. We come every Friday unfailingly to the class, and they teach you the things you need to know, how to use Photoshop to create the structures, how to use the point carry to do the jacquard bindings, also how to do that on your own. And it was a very structured model that you also even have a timetable where each person in the class has to participate in weaving at certain points in time also. The structure here is there's a specified timetable. Of course, there is a time you come to the class. They give you a duration for assignments. At HFBK, there are no assignments, I believe. You just do what you can on your own. They encourage you to work at your own pace. Okay. So Harvey and Unilag are very similar. Harvey also has science department, arts department, social sciences, medicine, law, very similar course offerings like Unilag. And the same way, there's also timetables, there's assignments, there's things for you to work on at a go. I believe they were met. In the previous interview, I believe I mentioned I wanted to see how I could explore textiles more and see how I can relate it to my history. And I was able to achieve this with the exhibition, which is called the AZA Open Studios, the Art School Alliance Open Studios. It's where I and other exchange students get to show what we have worked on from the time we were there. And this exhibition happened on the 13th of December. And for me to achieve what I wanted, I did a weaving, 10 strips of woven clothes on the weaving machine. And I put these together and showed it at the exhibition. And the theme of my work was regarding the Nigerian textile industry, its revival, hope for its revival, and the attitude of a weaver towards what the state of the industry is now. And this was my my hope before going, that I would see how I can develop my textile skills and how I can tell my story or the ideas I have through it. And it was a way for me to blend technology with weaving techniques that are known in my country and how this translates to with new technology out there or new ways of printing and doing textiles. So during my stay in the weaving screen printing studio, I was informed of this exchange that happens where students from HFBK also get to take some courses at the design department in HAW Harvey. So I was encouraged to join the jacquard weaving class at the design department there, and it was a very enriching experience. I got to see how the academic structure was different. It was very similar to Unilag's academic structure, teaching structure, and it was interesting, yeah. At HFBK, I enjoyed how the students were very self-organized. For the students, they get to exhibit by themselves. They organize exhibitions by themselves. They do the curating, they organize the food, the drinks, and how they put it together, and how the university also lets them put the, one very striking thing is as you go into the building, you see the posters of all the exhibitions coming up, both organized by the students or professors or the ones, and they let the students show that, oh, we're showing our works at so place or at this studio or this place. Was very interesting. It was very, each week there's always a new exhibition up there, so it's, the students were very active in their art. And another thing would be the exhibition openings. There were so many people, more than I expected. Usually the hallways are a bit scanty here and there, but on the night of the students had made during their time at the semester session. And aside the school, there is a very vibrant music culture. A lot of the students there are DJs, so they always have sets opening, or they play at clubs, or they play at events. And even on the night of the school's exhibition, there was a DJ on each floor of the university, which was really interesting. They mix music and they mix it with their art also. Yeah.
So
Music is very stimulating. It inspires you, like the words can give you something new to add to your work. And aside from the physical mediums, a lot of students also at the university also did sound-based media, time-based media, like works that had to do with videos, work that had to do with sound. So even in their videos, like let's say something like a film, the sounds imputed in the videos were very interesting. In the other open studios, there was a student that did a sound art that was a pipe resonating with itself. So if you put your ears close to the pipe, you can just hear this very hollow sound, which is the action of the pipe resonating with its own frequency. So things like that. So music in form of DJing, in form of whatever, imparts art in its own special way. I was able to, during my time at the HFBK, I met a fellow student, I would say. She's from the UK also, but she's also Nigerian, a Nigerian student. So we scheduled a day to go to see the Elbphilharmonie together. And it was interesting. She understood German, so she could tell me a few things about the buildings, and it was a very nice piece of architecture and had great view of the city and the harbor. Yeah. The Elbphilharmonie is like a musical building, I'll say. It's for holding concerts and events, and it has very wide space. It has these interesting slopes on the side of the building, and what interests me the most is how they're able to build such a structure on water, and that was fascinating. And I also got to see another place which is called the Miniature Wonderland. So in the Miniature Wonderland, it's like a very small-sized versions of most parts of Hamburg and Germany as a whole and other countries. So I could see the very small Elbphilharmonie with people inside, and also the very large Elbphilharmonie with people inside also. And the interesting thing is each city, I believe, in Germany also has its own Elbphilharmonie. During the ASA trip to Berlin, there was also an Elbphilharmonie in Berlin. Elbphilharmonie here in Berlin, yeah. Prior to leaving, the way I experienced my textiles, I would take inspiration from nature, my interactions with nature. Let's say I take a photograph of a plant today, the story I derive from it, I would use it to create a new print design for my personal work and business side. Then now that I have been exposed to new ways of doing things, I know that like I can also see how I can print these designs by myself. I can see how I can develop these textiles by myself, because I got to know a few people that also grow plants and use the waste from these plants to create costumes, to create very interesting artworks from these textiles. So it interests me to know that it's not just doing things digitally, it's not just doing things with just regular already woven fabric. You can also see how you can make your own fabric, your own textiles, and create stories from this. And this was interesting for me. Like with the digital printing workshop, they let you can print on a variety of surfaces. Like I was able to print one of my paintings and digital works on canvas with this machine. And I was also told you can print on anything you want with the machine, that the possibilities are endless. And during the exhibition, I got to see someone's work where she printed on a mirror and with the same machine. So these kind of things have opened my eyes and how I think in creating my textiles now. As a person, I believe I'm more confident in my work now. I have received training and I have learned from people that are well seasoned in their crafts. Like I was part of Raj Kamal Kalon's class, and we were always discussing political issues, and this helped frame my mind and attitude towards things that happen in my environment around me. And I also learned to be very convinced about your own work while being also open to corrections here and there. As a student of the University of Lagos, I believe this has helped me build partnerships and form bonds with people beyond just Nigeria, because now if I would like to have a program in Germany or something, I know I have someone I can reach out to. And if they want to also visit here, like if the previous exchange also want to visit here, they know they have someone they can connect with. So this program as a University of Lagos student has helped me form interesting partnerships with other students, and I'm grateful for it. I had a few objectives. My plan was to visit as many museums like I could, experience the art scene, the food also, like, because I feel food is also a way to know people's cultures and everything. And mostly the food from other countries that had the spice and so on, but most German food were more on the salt. Yeah. There was a slight hitch where we were unaware, the exchange students were unaware of how quick and how fast we needed to apply for the classes. It was very difficult to get into the classes and the workshops. By the time we're already trying to apply to get into the classes and the workshops, most of them were filled up already. So we had to now start like letting the authorities know that we're exchange students, we're not here for so long, it's very important for us to also participate and all that. That was when we were able to use the excuse of being, you know, exchange students to also get into these classes and workshops, but it was possible in the end. As part of the program, you're assigned to a buddy or a peer mentor. So Stina is my peer mentor. For me being there, she was the one that took me through things I needed to have, how to navigate the city. So she also would be coming this semester, I believe, the coming semester to Unilag, and soon I believe there would be a next person that would also go to Hamburg very soon. And the people of Hamburg are very friendly. It depends on the place you go to. They're very friendly, and throughout my stay there, I barely experienced any negative reactions. So if you're looking to do the exchange program, the HFBK exchange, it's open to the students of the visual units. I believe you should be very confident in your work and be open to criticism, open your mind to different ways of doing art in terms of performance art, sound art. Art is a very wide thing, and it's something you should not limit. So you should open your heart, open your mind to new possibilities. And for other exchanges, I believe students should go for it as long as you believe it aligns with your goals, because some people might go there and it's just vacation and you don't get anything and you come back the same. So you have to make the best of it and choose wisely where you are going wisely, and you'll be awesome. You do good things. I'm looking to complete my studies at the University of Lagos, and right now I'm working on my final year project thesis, and I'm hoping that with this project I'm able to connect with other textile designers within Lagos and outside of Lagos towards seeing new ways we can approach textiles in terms of fiber development or even weaving techniques and so on and so forth. So that's my main aim right now, completing my project and seeing where that takes me next. Yeah. To a possible investor, I would say watch out for JH Textiles and remember my name. My name is Jesudara Hinmikaiye. I believe I would take Nigeria's textile industry forward. I'll be able to contribute things to Nigeria's textile industry in form of creating print designs and hopefully being part of the digital printing sector. And my next goal now is to develop and process my own fiber, turn it into yarn, and seeing how this can enrich a community and develop part of the nation. Like I mentioned earlier, for my final year project, I'm speaking on using plants that is commonly found in Lagos and Nigeria, across Nigeria, and seeing how we can turn the fibers of this plant into a new substitute for producing woven textiles in Nigeria as from reports. Things are not so easy for people because most times they import these materials to weave their own cloth. So it's really interesting to see how people can use what they have around them and use it as a sustainable alternative to creating woven textiles in the country.